Good afternoon, everybody. We are here with Harold Collins for Sole Commissioner and Alexis Moore. And we have some questions I think everybody has been asking, and so we're going to put those questions to Harold and let you guys hear what he has to say. If there is any problem with the audio, which I think you should be able to hear us as we're speaking, but if there is, there will also be a better quality version put up after the fact. So, but for now, we're just going with it and seeing how it turns out. Harold, how you doing?
I'm doing fine today. How are y'all?
All right. Do you
Doing
want
all
to
right.
start with some of yours? And
Well, we can start with an obvious question, a beginning question, and that is, why do you want to be sole commissioner, Harold?
A lot of reasons, mainly for the people of Union County. I've heard, over the last several years, I've heard complaints about this, that, and the other. And I have 3 children here in the county, 2 still in school. And I want them to have a better life, as far as tax-wise, living here in the county, affording stuff. It's mainly for the people of Union County. It's not for me. I'm 60 years old. I'll be on Social Security in a couple of years. It ain't for the money. I want to do it for the people of Union County.
All right. Would you like to go up next?
let's see here. I guess we can start with seniors and taxes. Is there anything there that you might have?
That is a question that I have been asked a lot. What can we do for senior citizens and their property taxes? The first thing is cut wasteful spending. And then I'm sure there'll be some more once we get in office and find out exactly what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
But the biggest part will be cut wasteful spending.
That's a big deal. Okay, so I want to know, I have heard you talk before about wanting a unified government. We've seen a lot of division in the county from various different ways, and I'm wondering if you can tell us what you mean by a unified government.
Unified government, I want the people of Union County to know that I will be honest with them. They will have free speech, no matter if you've lived here all your life or if you come here tomorrow. Your voice will be heard. I know we won't agree on everything, but I guarantee you, you come to one of my meetings, it takes to midnight to listen to the people, your voice will be heard. And I just want everybody to know, bring the county, the city, and all together as one.
Can I follow up on that?
Yeah.
What, can you tell us what you mean by your voice will be heard at your meetings? That sounds like I'm very, very strong with my love of free speech. And so can you tell us a little bit more about what that would look like?
When I say your voice will be heard, I mean I will listen to everyone. I won't shun nobody. No matter if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, I will listen to everyone and take in consideration of what everyone has to say.
Thank you. That is really important, and that's something that I have not been seeing happening in this county. Something that I have been seeing happening in this county is that when people are able to speak at a county meeting, the meeting has been adjourned, and those statements from the public, when they're even allowed, are not recorded anywhere. Would that be different?
Yes, we will have our meetings recorded, videoed for later preferences. We've already got the equipment over such as we're gonna shoot the meetings and everything over there so those people can hear the meetings instead of having to drive all the way to Blairsville. And like you said, yes, I have heard of people being escorted out of the courtroom by police. That's not gonna happen under my administration. If you can address something to me calmly and without foul language or anything, we will stay there until your voice is heard.
And then And then would you adjourn the meeting, or I'm assuming you would not adjourn the meeting until after, so that all of that would be recorded in the minutes?
When everything is said and done and the meeting is adjourned, that's the end of the meeting. Everything will be recorded and videoed before we
Until
adjourn.
that point.
Until that point.
That might sound like a small deal, but that's a really big deal, to me. And that's one reason why I've been asking you so many questions, because I like that very much. All right, I feel like I got my question answered.
So just to add on to her, you're not looking in here, coming in here to fight. You want people to work together.
That's right.
You just want to root out the bad, get things right.
We want to go with the law, listen to everybody's voice and have their opinion, because if somebody may have, advice that you hadn't thought of on something how to do in the county, So I want to listen to everyone, like I say, local. If you just move here tomorrow, I'll listen to everyone. Nobody's going to be singled out.
The more heads, the better.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Now, what about like existing county ordinances? Do you plan to remove any county ordinance or change them or add any? Do you have any of that like already on the horizon, or is that something you still need to look into?
That'll have to be looked into once I take office. There may be changes, there may not be. We'll check that out when we get into office.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna jump in.
Go ahead.
Okay, kind of going along with, just following along what we've been talking about. So there are many allegations concerning the misuse, and the personal gain for a few that enjoy special privileges from our county taxes. People are concerned about where all of that is going and what's going on, and I'm wondering, what is your take on that?
Well, that's another thing. I've heard those rumors too. You really can't comment on that until you get in there and see if this is actually going on. I can assure you that if any of it is, it will be stopped. As far as bidding on jobs and stuff, that will go by the law. We'll start with the county. Let's say you got a construction job to do. Well, everyone in the county that does that will be notified. They will put their bid in. And if there's only one in the county that can do it, we will go to the outside counties. Give them an opportunity to put a bid in, but we will keep it as local as possible. No favors to anyone. The lowest bid will get the job to save the taxpayers money.
And then thank you, by the way. What are your thoughts on the tax situation that's currently going on in Union County? How would what would be your approach to taxes?
Are you talking about property taxes or squash taxes?
I'm talking about for the general citizen that doesn't know up from down, but knows for sure that we are being taxed a lot and has a lot of questions, but we don't really know where all that money's even going in the first place. What would you do as sole commissioner to I guess, for transparency?
I can guarantee you that you will know where every dollar of your taxpayer money is going. Every department that is under me, they will have to bring a zero-line budget to me. And me and my county manager will look this over, and if there's any wasteful spending that we think right there, the budget will not be approved. You just won't be able to say that one department had a $500,000 budget last year. Well, we're gonna go 550,000 just because inflation. No, that's not gonna work. You're gonna have to have a detailed line budget for whatever that extra 50,000 is for. I've got to know. It's not gonna be no miscellaneous. I've got to know what that money's gonna be spent on, so I can refer it to the people of Union County, and they will know where their money's going.
And it would be presented in a way that we can understand it and acquire it and read it ourselves?
At every meeting, we will have the budget. When the budget comes out, we'll have the paper already printed up for you to look at. You won't have to go to the website, you won't have to go into the commissioner's office and pay 30 cents a page for a piece of paper. We will have it at the meeting to hand out to the people, and it will show where that money is going. If you have any questions, we will be able to answer them.
So you're talking about complete transparency.
Complete. Every dollar is being spent, you'll know where it's going.
Now, you were talking about the different taxes. What about like, the people over 65? Are they, for instance, them paying school taxes? I know somebody asked that question. And then you had mentioned something about, outside, tourism, using the tourism to pay some of that tax burden?
First of all, the wasteful spending we cut will go towards the senior citizens on school taxes. What we can save there, we will automatically take that off. You know, we will reduce, you don't know how much you get in there. That's where we'll start. And then if we got more, we will reduce property taxes for all the other citizens.
And that's where you're talking about like you mentioned the fuel.
Yeah, a lot of things, you think a lot of things on how to save money, and one would be extra few penny gas tanks. I've done some research here in the county, and I believe we can, just by adding a nickel or less, we can save the taxpayer, we can add to our revenue $1 million a year, which can be put on cutting taxes. And the local residents aren't the only one. Everybody that buys gas that's coming through will pay that same tax. They use our roads. They'll pay that tax. And then the motel, hotel tax, we'll use part of that, and then there's another one, the Chamber of Commerce. We're gonna redirect that money to the Development Authority. The word is, this year the Chamber's supposed to get $1 million. What for? Nobody knows. We're not promoting tourism. Everybody done knows where we're at. We don't need to advertise in New York City or California. Everybody knows where Blairsville is. So,
Evidently, there's ads in Florida that are directing people.
we're
know
gonna
where we
be,
are.
we're gonna be real conservative so we can cut taxes for the citizens of Union County.
That reminds me, cause the culture here, the growing up here, we know to live within our means. So it's just so silly to me to hear, oh, but we need this and we need that, so we need to tax more because we need these shiny things. And it's like, well, when I need shiny things, when I don't have the money, I just wait. I don't go out and buy all the shiny things. But, hearing about adding a tax is hard to hear right now. What do you feel that with you as sole commissioner, that our taxes as they are right now would be reduced by the transparency that you're speaking about? So by going through and having a line item budget and looking at all these things, I think I heard you mention before about assets of the county that are not making money, of ways to use those so that the taxes would be, I'm not sure if I'm understanding it all right, but that our overall tax needs would be significantly reduced by doing that in the first place?
I think we could really reduce taxes by doing that. There's certain properties here in the county, they say they're losing money. You don't know till you get in there, of course, the way everything is. But you take the Brian Herbert Reese property up there. I don't think it makes a dime. Actually, I ain't no telling how much it's costing the county. Something like that could be let go to a private organization that wants to take it over, something, lease it out or sell it, either one. If we can lease it and make money, that would be one thing, and keep it. But if we have to sell it, we could do that. And there'd be a lot of other things that, you really don't know till you get in there what all the county is owned. They say they've got rental property, rental cabins, who knows, we may own something in California that we're doing something, but we don't know,
You know, something that I've found over the last few years of asking questions in Union County is that we have a lot of very intelligent citizens here that care a lot about this county. So just being open to letting them be heard and being open to putting out these ideas, I'm sure that, now I know that we would have some citizens that would also have some great ideas on all of those. Just being open to it is a big deal, and being transparent so we know what questions to ask in the first place. All right, you're up.
I guess my question would be, moving on to another area, how you would work with the local sheriff. I know we have a sheriff election coming up. I've spoken to a couple of them, and I'm curious, like, your thoughts on what's going on with the border, the fact that we are now seeing crime filter out this way. We're hearing about calls as close as Fannin County and involving the Airbnbs and suspicious activity. Now, we have tons of those rental cabins here. What do we have, like 556 Airbnbs up here in the county? And yeah, I'm curious your thoughts on the border and how it affects us.
Well, in my opinion, I think it's gonna really affect us in the years to come, especially, if Joe Biden gets president again. It's gonna, the cities are getting full, they're overflowing, and naturally they're gonna come to the country, you know, they're moving out. And I have talked to, one of the guys that's running for sheriff, and he says right now, no matter if it's an illegal alien or somebody walking down the street, you cannot go up to them, and if you don't smell alcohol or something like that, you cannot do nothing to them. You've got to let them keep walking, you know. He says the way the system is now, their hands are tied on arresting anybody or, you know, seeing if they're illegal or not. Now, I think the governor is trying to get something passed here on illegal immigration. If you are arrested, or if you are here illegal, you will be deported. I don't know if it's passed the House yet, I don't know if it's passed the Senate yet or not. But I hope that law passes, so if they do find some, they can deport them or whatever they do with them right fast, instead of having to put them in jail and house them and feed them and cost the taxpayers more money. As far as the budget on the police department, I'm for a good police department, but I will look at their budget the same way I look at the rest of them. They'll have to bring everything that they want, they'll have to bring it to me itemized to see what, they just can't say we need 10 new cars, you know. And that's why we want to keep costs down and taxes down.
Okay, I'm gonna switch gears. Did you have something else to ask about that?
I think I hit all the bases. We've covered everything. County nepotism.
Oh, I was about to ask about that. That's what I was gonna, let me,
Nepotism in
like,
county jobs, like,
and hiring practices.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's another thing that, actually a county official, has said to me, that he was, replaced, he was moved down the ladder, and one that, our commissioner's buddies came in and he got a higher paying job, and this guy was moved down the ladder. That won't happen under me. I've got buddies, but I'm not gonna hire buddy job. I'm not that way. If you're doing your job, you'll get paid accordingly. If you're qualified, you'll get paid accordingly, and you'll have the job. As far as hiring, yeah, we do need really qualified people in certain positions. I'll just take this for instance, like mowing the roads. I run a tractor all my life. Sometimes they hire these people, and they put them on a tractor with a sidearm mower, and they don't have a clue what they're doing until they learn how to do it. That could be dangerous for somebody passing by, it could be dangerous for them, and it could be dangerous for the county with a lawsuit. We will hire qualified personnel to do that, whatever job that they're gonna be doing.
that's good to know. Okay. Let's see, do you have another question?
No, that about covers it for me.
I think that's covers my questions too. Now, you've probably gotten some questions from other people, not us. Would you like to speak to any of the things that the citizens have asked you?
Well, the main thing is on property taxes. What can we do to cut property tax? You know, and that's gonna be, like I said, my main goal is to cut out wasteful spending and, reduce property taxes. They've got land assessed so high right now,
Oh, yeah.
it is unreal, and, you know, the millage rate dropped. Now, if this millage rate goes back up, what's that gonna do to our property tax? As high as they've got them assessed, they gonna go up, so we're gonna have to cut wasteful spending to keep property taxes where they're at or below, you know. I had one comment to me, well, let's just keep them where they're at, you know, let's don't go up every year, let's keep them where, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they was gonna vote for me, you know, they said, can we just keep them where they're at, you know, don't go no higher. Well, I wanna bring them down, you know.
Yeah, people are struggling. It's,
Yeah.
you can't even, you go to one of these places to eat in town and the prices are not what they were.
No.
They're not.
Not only that, but all the ones that seem to be owned by families or individuals shut down as soon as they open. Whereas these corporate ones just keep funneling in here and taking
Yeah.
the retail space. Like trying to rent a place just to open your business, to have a small business is almost impossible here because you can't compete against these corporations coming out here, and it's unfortunate.
We need people, you know, buying local, not targeting local businesses because of a political affiliation.
Well, that's true.
We need, some kind of small industry or something instead of fast food joints, in my opinion. You know, we done got enough places to eat. We need some kind of small industry or something to keep people that's graduating high school, you know, keep them here if they don't wanna go to college, so they'll have a decent job with decent wages.
And we used to be that way here.
Yeah.
The whole county was run by family-owned businesses, and I think there was a factory, and the people,
O&B Manufacturing, Georgia Boot was here till they went to Mexico.
and then we had the farms, and we had the dairy farm, and we had places like that, and you didn't have to earn $4,000 a month just to survive, and you could do that, and that's what made the county go around. It would be really nice to see our, to me, that's our roots here. And
As
they're being
self-reliant.
taken away, yeah, being
self-reliant.
self-reliant, that's the
Yeah.
whole point.
Like, right here, we can get our food here, we can get just about everything we need right here.
I would love, this wasn't on my list of questions, but I would love to think about things like that, maybe, you know, and speak as citizens with, like I said, I know, I collect smart people. There are so many people out here that know so much about what's going on and have so many great ideas, and I love talking with them and having the whole conversation going of ways that we can do that, of maintaining that whole Appalachian beauty of being self-reliant. We have so many resources here. Seeing it all stripped away, but I appreciate everything that you have been saying, because it seems like that's what you've got your eye on.
Well, I've got another comment on wasteful spending, and this is, everybody can see this. Seems like the county wants to trade equipment every 2 or 3 years to mow the roads. As a farmer, I know equipment. You don't need a $100,000 tractor to pull a 5-foot bush hog to mow up and down the side of the road with a cab on. And that's what they're doing. So, if I get in there, the only thing in this county that I would build would be an equipment shed to put this equipment in. They probably got $1 million worth of equipment sitting over there at the road department out in the rain. Well, if you keep this equipment under shelter, it's gonna bring more when you sell it, it's gonna last you longer.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to trade tractors, we don't need a $100,000 tractor to mow up and down the road. We can do that with a $15,000 or $20,000 tractor and do the same job. We don't have to look the best, we just need something to do the work.
And you're not gonna be doing a lot of mowing in the winter.
No,
So,
everything's sitting over there. And I'm gonna go by over there and look and see what all the equipment they do have sitting out. And that's the only thing that I would build in my 4 years, would be an equipment shed. Well, I don't think we need nothing else. We've got our gyms, we've got our fast food joints, we've got a new voting place up here now.
Yeah.
We can just save money by not building nothing, you know.
Right, I agree
A
with
lot of
that.
money.
Yeah. And figuring out what the cost is right now for maintaining all of these things that we keep building.
That's right, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta look into the future. If you build something, you gotta look 5, 10 years down the road. What's this gonna cost to upkeep this piece, you know? That comes out of the taxpayer.
Yeah. Wow.
We're gonna have you on the Pulse and on Union County, Georgia, both of those groups. Would you be willing to come on and like, if they have more questions, like in the comments for each of these, can you address some of those over the next day or two in your free time? The respectful ones, obviously, not the trolls, not the people being ugly. I wouldn't expect that, but you know, the people genuinely asking.
I can give you, you know, my honest opinions. I mean, you know, that's a lot of things I don't know until you get in office.
Right,
You know,
right.
so I can just give you my honest opinion. Yeah, Monday wouldn't be a good day, but, I mean,
Okay.
you know, you're right, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, well, it'll be up tonight, and I'm sure people will have questions. And
And-
so I'll,
And then with questions too, aside from that, where can people find more information about you?
You can go to my website at collinsforsoulcommissioner.com.
CollinsForSoulCommissioner.com. And you're on Facebook.
Yep, that's Collins for Soul Commissioner.
All right.
Nathan, you can ask, and I'll try my best to answer any questions.
All right. You got anything else?
That's all I got.
Do you have anything
I
else?
do.
Oh,
All right.
oops.
I am a lifelong resident here of Union County. I have farmed all my life. I run and managed a farm for over 40 years. We have not went hungry yet. And if anybody listening to me that is a full-time farmer, you know how hard it is. Not a part-time. Now, you can't run the mill route and then come in and feed 2 or 3 cows and call yourself a farmer. That's not it. You've got to be full-time. You know how hard it is to be a full-time farmer. I have a lovely wife, 3 kids, and I just want to do this for the citizens of Union County. I think they need to know where their money's going. I want to be honest with them. They deserve better, I think, than what we've got now. Somebody that's been in there for 24 years, you can't find out what's going on. You will know what's going on with me. And one other thing, I am a member of Union County Farm Bureau. I'm vice president. I've served on the board for 21 years. I'm the longest running member up there on the board. I've been on it, and that has taught me a lot of skills as far as budgeting, being on the board of Farm Bureau. But I do thank y'all for asking me some questions, and thank y'all for listening. I'd humbly ask for your vote in May. Just pray that God's will be done. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.